Hello, 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 and welcome to another rainy afternoon on the other side of the world. Please give me a moment as I scoot in my chair and get my background music going, which I think I have to now re-enter my password because my laptop went to sleep. I did fix it the other day so that it wouldn't play ads. So I logged out of my former YouTube Premium account and switched it over to my current YouTube Premium account, which saves me money every month. I talked about that in my previous live stream. And let me just pull up the chat here on my other device. And make sure everything's working. So I hope you're having an amazing evening on your side of the world. And yes, we will definitely do magic unicorn cards when I make sure all the tech is working. So let me just pull up this channel. And well, it looks like the live is going. So that's good. They changed how something looked, and let me just do a sound check. Excellent, wonderful, everything works. So amazing when that happens. Hello, sunshine, good to see you. It was snowing today on your side of the world. My goodness. Well, it is very rainy on this side of the world, and Teaspoon is out for the day. So my spouse's ship is in port. They're going to be doing some repairs, so they're going to be in port for quite a while. And they do something called a Tiger Cruise, where they invite families out on the ship, and then they go out into the water and take everyone on like a little mini cruise. So this is actually the first time it's coincidentally worked out that my children are old enough. I think you have to be at least 10, and the logistics worked out. My older one didn't want to participate. They have a function at school that they want to volunteer for, so they chose not to participate, but the younger one went and did that today. So that's great, because now we don't have Teaspoon in the background saying, Mom, hurry up, Mom, hurry up, I want to do something, because she gets bored with live streaming after about 20 minutes. So that's kind of my limit, is 20 minutes. And we definitely went way over than that last time. But this time we have more time, which is great because I have more yarn to look at. And give me a moment here, because while I checked my chat to make sure it was working, or checked it all, then I closed it. So there we go. All right. So yes, it's raining on this side of the world. We'll get here to this minty yarn in a bit. But let's just take a moment here to look at, and hold on, I have to make sure the camera's actually lining up. I don't have my new lineup lines worked out yet. So I have some roses here that I cut a couple days ago. So they're just here bringing me a little bit of happiness and joy. So I hope you find the things that bring you happiness and joy. This one here, this kind of like peachy pink one's my favorite one. So I grow these roses right outside my window, but I brought some in so they can even be closer and I can enjoy them. So I'm going to just shove them over here in the corner. I kind of got a couple things here in the corner of, oh, let's just talk about that here. And if you're looking for a good microphone for your live stream, I've talked about this before, but I'm always happy to talk about it again. This is a Hollyland mic, Hollyland. And they come in a little case, and the little adapter for your phone fits in the middle there, and it charges in the case. The case does plug in. I think they're about $90 to $95 for a set, but they are an amazing mic and very portable if you do portable live streaming and you don't have a whole at-home setup. I like to be mobile, so I like a mobile mic. So let's get into magic unicorn cards. I don't want to lose the box, so just set that over there to the side. So we just got sunshine here in the chat, which is fine. I love a peaceful, chill little moment. What was I doing yesterday that was peaceful, chill? Oh, I'm listening to a book. So I'm back into listening to Audible books. And I was spending a few hours yesterday listening to an Audible book. And just find it so relaxing just to listen to a story. I've kind of been like 110% into the whole horse world, and I even think if you're like an expert or a pro, you're still learning. So I'm definitely not an expert or pro. I'm definitely novice, beginner. Like, I grew up around horses, but like not like intense horse sort of thing. And my children have been riding horses off and on their whole lives, but like never serious. But in the last few months, the younger one has started to get a little more serious. So I've been on kind of a learning curve, because every time she goes for lessons once a month for 3 to 4 days at a time, like 4 to 5 hours every day, 3 to 4 days at a time, once a month. So every time we go, we learn new. I mean, she learns because she's riding, but I also learn by listening and watching and observing. So I learn all kinds of things, and then I have to come home and learn about all kinds of things. So I've been kind of 110% into this whole horse world life, and learning and watching cheesy shows about horses and not cheesy shows about horses, and like just everything. Just, that's just how my mind works. And it's great because kind of like learning coincides with knitting. So I've been knitting while learning, which is like the best of both worlds. So let's pull a magic unicorn card for sunshine. What book? I'm listening to a book about horses. Haha, so funny. So I was looking for a gift for my youngest's horse trainer. That's part of why I think we've gotten more serious, is all the time we've been here in Japan. We always go to the same place, but the horse trainers there, like she enjoys her time. The older one enjoyed their time too when they went to horses, but like it just wasn't, there was definitely a connection with the horses, but not necessarily the horse people. They were sweet and wonderful and kind and all those things, but it felt like the horses were just following a routine, like they were on autopilot, where now they hired a new trainer about 7 months ago. Interesting, very interesting fellow. His name's Ed, and he is in his mid to late 60s. He's from the Netherlands, so he's Dutch, but he's lived in Japan for quite a while, speaks very fluent Japanese. He worked down in Okinawa before this, and he worked with therapy horses for the Japanese government. So just a really interesting sort of, every time we go, we learn a little bit more about Ed. And so he used to work in Okinawa with therapy horses, but his wife, who is, well, she works in Japan. I don't really, like, I know her nationality. It's not Japanese, but I think she might be half Japanese, or maybe she just has Japanese residence. I don't know their immigration status, is pretty much the summary of it. They're not naturally born Japanese, or maybe his wife is half Japanese and was born in Japan. I'm not really sure. But anyways, they're both legally able to work in Japan, of course. So his wife also was in Okinawa, but then got a job here, what's considered mainland, even though it's kind of it's a huge, big, piece of proper land here in Japan. So his wife got a job up here, and so that's how he got a job up here, how he transferred from the horse therapy place in Okinawa up to, sorry, I'm setting unicorn cards down so I could talk a little. So what an interesting transition to go from working with therapy horses for the Japanese government to moving and working for the US government on a military recreational facility with a horse stable. Like, what an interesting life story. And all his life before going to Okinawa was very interesting. He used to breed Arabian show horses. That was like his big passion when he lived in the Netherlands. And every horse person's different. So the stable where we go, there's a lot of jumping horses and dressage horses. And a lot of them are, a lot of the horses are like former race horses. But he likes like the whole rancher cowboy attitude horse world. So it's interesting because my older daughter would have definitely been into the jumping and the barrel racing and all the excitement, like all the active, hyperactive, enthusiastic, horsey things. But my younger child just wants to kind of like stroll with a horse through a peaceful meadow, and maybe we snack on some grass, and it's like chill. Like, she loves the trail rides. She doesn't want to run and jump and be all crazy on a horse. So Ed really vibes with her because his big like thrill with horses is like going camping with horses. And like, that's right up her alley. Like, yes, please, I would love to go 5 days into the wilderness with my horse and a tent and have a peaceful experience. So they are gelling really great. He's a really great instructor. He has this style where he like corrects and then praises. So I like to consider it like he's yelling but not yelling. It's just very firm and very much different than her previous experiences learning here in Japan. So he's very firm but kind about it. Like, his approach to teaching, I absolutely love. It's a marvel to witness, like just his overall demeanor, because he is a little rough around the edges too, and he doesn't quite fit into the Japanese conformity kind of box of personality. So I hope he could thrive in this job he has. Anyways, they gel really well, and she is learning a lot, and it motivates me to learn more, to support her on this endeavor, because eventually someday we'll probably own a horse. Not here in Japan, but someday maybe when we go back stateside. Our house in the US is 4 miles from a stable where you could rent barn space, very well known, like a good stable, because not all stables are equal. So there's a lot for us to learn. And when I go up with her up there, kind of my job, not really job, because it's not a job, but I just pretty much help out with grooming the horses and leading the horses around, and just all the kind of the grunt work side of a stable. They have people there who do that stuff too, but there's always a need for more hands. Some of the horses there where we go to the stables have been there the whole time we've been here. My child's favorite horse, his name's Baron. He's been there the whole time that we've been coming up here. So it's kind of nice to have that kind of routine of a familiarity. And last time we were up there, I spent a lot of time with Baron because we went on the weekend. Baron's used a lot for adult trail rides. So I was helping a lot of people get onto him, like help put on his blanket and his saddle and his bit and bridle and all that, and then, you know, lead him out so the people could get on him. And a lot of people are inexperienced horse people, so they're not super confident around Baron. And Baron he's a big personality horse. So so that was just a real joy to work with. Anyways, let's get Sunshine's unicorn card, and then we could talk about yarn. Having the right trainer is very important. It is, and that has been the difference. We were only going to go up there like twice a year. That's kind of was our previous schedule, 2 to 3 times a year, a little bit more in the nicer months. But since she's gelling so well with this trainer, we've been going every month and for 3 to 4 days. And so we stay up there on the site, nice little cabins and that. And then she spends the 4 or 5 hours with him doing the different they do a combination of trail rides, because that's her favorite part, and lessons, because it can't just all be trail rides. But that was leading to me to what book. So I was looking for a gift for Ed. She likes to take Ed a gift. We find that he likes almonds quite a bit, so we take him almonds. And then I found him on Amazon US, like a funny shirt, like I'm not yelling, I'm using my horse training voice or something like that. And because I was searching, it led me to a book called like The Trainer Who Can't Be Fired or something. So it's just this cheesy little 4 or 5 hour book. I guess it's part of a 3-book series, but I'm on book 2, which seems to be independent, about a barn with prestige horses. And it would be like a very typical like storyline like that you would expect to happen. So it's just kind of, you know, brain mush kind of story. But I was listening to that yesterday. All right, Sunshine. Share. When you share, everyone feels happy. It's a great unicorn card for you. And, oh, still very quiet here. So great. No one else wants unicorn cards. They'll be here if someone pops in. So last week we talked about searching for the perfect minty green. That search is still going on. I'm going to be making a short later. I've been working on this short for a couple days, which that's already a sign that it's not going to get a lot of views. Anything you put any effort into usually won't get popular, but it's more for me than for content. So I showed the blue mitten before. That company is called Fiber Optics. It's a hand dyer, and she dyes like precision, color, multiple, like she does multiple colors, but like just minor adjustments each one. So in looking for the perfect minty green, I've gathered several different shades of colors from her collection and kind of put them all together. Well, I'm still in the process of putting them together in short, but I have 86 pictures from her website, so quite a few, of not just greens, but also pinks and yellows. And I also got a little turquoise and purple in there too, because I think all those colors look together. But I've put together all these pictures, and I'm going to, I've already overlaid the kind of what I'm looking for. And so I'm just going to go through like all her pictures and try to color match best and kind of order. I said that she does little mini skeins for $6 each, and kind of order like a few little mini skeins. Anyways, while doing that, because that all comes with time in America, and you know, when you're searching for the perfect green, you have impatience. And impatience is perfect for Amazon Japan because it comes next day. So I ordered a few balls of this yarn over here, this cotton here, which is a Japanese yarn. And I ordered this green, a yellow, a pink, a gray, and a blue. And I said that last time on my last live stream that this green was just a little bit too yellow for what I was looking for. A little too yellow and a little too light. And that obsessive overthinking brain, you know, like just so trying to pinpoint this fantasy yarn in my mind, this fantasy green that, you know, will take forever to kind of sort out. But I ordered something else, and you know, you have to go based off photos you see online, which isn't the perfect example. But this yarn came, and this is what I feel like I'm looking for. See how it might not show up so well on camera because again, this is like photos on the internet, but see how it's like less yellowish and slightly darker. So, but I don't like this texture of the yarn. So I'm kind of carrying around this ball of yarn everywhere because there is a couple of yarn stores in my area. And I'm trying to find it in a texture I like while I'm sorting out to make this order from the US and waiting for the order to come, because I'll take about 5 to 6 weeks. But in the in-between time, I have other things that I've ordered that have come in the mail. And when I order from the UK, usually I could get them sent to my door here out in town, to my Japan house, because I have also a mailbox on base. We don't live on base, we live out in town. I can see base from my house. We're less than 2 miles away. But my US mail comes on base, and I could get Japan mail and European mail to my actual door. So I got a package of yarn from the UK that we're going to look at. And then I was cleaning up, and I found something I meant to show last time that I forgot that we're going to look at. It's from another YouTuber and something else, I think. Anyways, let me set these aside. They go kind of on my laptop, so I'll just place them carefully so I don't push any buttons. And I did get a new tray too. So this is a metal tray. My tray broke on my last live stream, and it was kind of new. So I kind of have this metal tray here that I just got yesterday, because one thing I want to do is have a nice, easy to use background to put yarn on, so that I like record, right? I'm recording now, and then make short contents from it. I kind of did that from my other channel, my spoon channel, took some of my live streams that were yarny and made short content from the yarn. But I need a whitish background. So this metal tray is my easy white background. It's a little bit heavy because it is metal, but at least it won't break. So I'm just looking at here on camera, and I'll be able to crop it down. It's just mostly that the yarn is on a whitish background. Could just scoot it up a little, because once I have it placed, then it's good to go. Oh, can I send you the information on the book? Yes, absolutely, Sunshine. It's like a 5-hour listen, and Amazon told me it cost money, but I actually got it for free. So I don't know, but I'll send you the information on the book. I actually still have an hour and a half left of the book, so I can't even tell you the conclusion. I could tell you that the overall book is, it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's this amazing book and this amazing story. No, it's just like great. Like, it's a little better than tolerable. Like, it's a flowing story that's kind of interesting, but like not like, oh my God, this is a great book. So yes, I can send you the book information. And yeah, so anyways, my tray for the yarn. So first, oh, and before I get into anything else, I actually ordered this horse hood because in my learning things, I found that people crocheted horse hoods. So this is not a crocheted one, but I needed like an in-person one so I could know approximate sizing. So I don't know if I'll get around to knitting or crocheting a horse hood, but now I guess this is kind of weirdly the first piece of horse equipment that I own is a horse hood. This is to help protect them from flies in the summertime. That's why it's kind of all this net stuff. But people crochet them with pretty yarns because you have to dress up your horses for some shows. So, and there's a whole, like, and some people put like little decorations here, like unicorn horn, party hat. And so it's kind of like a horse hat too. It's called a bonnet, a horse bonnet, or a horse fly bonnet. So I'm going to, at least I have one. If I get the motivation to crochet or knit one, I know the sizing of it. So there we go. That's here, my little horse bonnet. So first I'll get into the yarn from the other YouTuber, since that's what I forgot last time. And I do believe I've gotten rid of all cellophane. So this is from a YouTuber called Mama G. And there's also a skein from her daughter here, her adult daughter named Rusty. So she does live streams and she sews yarn on her live streams, and you just claim it while she shows it. And this is all hand dyed by her. So this is from Mama G here on YouTube. And I did a short, I think I did a post and tagged her if you wanted to go check out the channel if you don't know her already. So these are from her, and I'll just switch them out. And I have 2 of the green ones. So 2 of the green ones. And she did give them color names, but I didn't save the color name cards. So 2 of the green ones. And then this one I thought looked like apple blossoms. And then this is the one, so these all, the ones I've shown are all 80% wool, 20% nylon. And then her daughter dyes cotton. I believe this is Pima cotton. And then I do have a little bit of a cellophane something here. Sorry. I tried to pre-prepare. So I've talked about this before, and there is a yarn store, or not a yarn store, there is a sheep farm in Hokkaido. That's that word up there, Hokkaido, which is a very large island to the north of, it's north of Japan. It's a Japan island, it's part of Japan, but it's a very large detached island called Hokkaido. And it is one of 3 sheep farms in Japan is on Hokkaido. And there's been 2 summers now where I've tried to go to Hokkaido, and every time I plan to go, I've had some kind of medical disaster happen. So I'm not planning to go this summer because yesterday or the day before yesterday, I learned about a very interesting horse experience in Hokkaido that I want to plan ahead for. So there is this is going to sound so crazy. There is a estate, an English looking brick estate, right? A manor. That's what it's called. A manor house. There is a England, like old school England or old school Europe brick manor house in Hokkaido that's giving this whole like hardcore old world charm English vibe that they built. And it's got a fancy restaurant inside with tablecloths and like a French cuisine menu, which that part I don't really care about. And all of these, like all their rooms look like English rose garden rooms. So it just sounds like the ultimate like experience of that kind of world, but it's all in Japanese. So I'm just imagining it to be just the most like intense, exuberant, like over the top customer experience, because Japanese people usually are just so formal and courteous and polite. So it already sounds like an experience. But what led me to this whole discovering this place in Hokkaido was it advertised to me. Facebook is starting to advertise to me Japanese horse content, which is fabulous. So that's what led me there. They have a horse stable at this place, at this English manor up in Hokkaido. So they have a horse stable and they do long time wilderness trekking with the horses. So you know all those like the fantasy of galloping your horse through a green meadow? They have just the most vibrant green meadows up in Hokkaido. They also have beautiful flower farms too. Hokkaido is actually one of the, I believe Hokkaido is the 3rd largest tulip exporter in the world. First is the Netherlands, second is Skagit Valley, Washington, and 3rd is Hokkaido, which is funny because I don't even really like tulips so much, but I know this information. So they have huge tulip fields up in Hokkaido. And so then the part that also sold me, besides the horses, the intense English manor house, was their little website that talks about how if you take the train there or you fly in, they will chauffeur you. They will pick you up in their Land Rover, which is it's just so English sounding, which I'm not really into, like the whole English manor culture sort of thing. But I think if you're going to do it, you have to do the whole thing. So I just love the idea that you're going to get picked, you're going to get chauffeured in a Land Rover, and they're going to make it this whole like vibe, this whole experience. So I'm hoping that we can plan to go for 4 to 5 days, and somehow in that I will get to go visit the Hokkaido wool farm, the sheep farm, because it's been on my kind of bucket list to go do. And this yarn actually came from a yarn store in Tokyo just this last week while I was doing some more research on it. So it's kind of nice to see a Tokyo yarn store start to carry the Hokkaido wool, because I thought I would have to go to Hokkaido to actually get it because they only sell it in person. So I'm glad I got some from a Tokyo yarn store, and then I went through all the jumps and hoops of ordering from a Japan yarn store, which is a whole different world. And but also that I've kind of found this future experience, which also led to my decision of how I'm getting to Hokkaido, because every time I've planned to go to Hokkaido, I've gone back and forth. And the time that I got closest to leaving, which is when I almost lost an eye to an eye infection, we were 3 days from leaving, and then I got an eye infection, and then I almost lost that eye. But we were going to drive and car camp around Hokkaido, because Hokkaido is really big and really, really rural in some parts. And we were going to go around the whole island and car camp. But it made me nervous because I had to buy bear spray and a bear bell, because there's lots of bears in Hokkaido, and they're not friendly bears. They'll actually eat people. Like there was like 200 bear deaths last year. This year they're saying there's way more bears than previous years. So forget all that. Taking the train, going to be chauffeured in a Land Rover, going to stay in an English manor and ride horses. when we go and see the sheep farm. That's the plan. Not this year, maybe next year, next summer. So anyways, but I did get the Hokkaido wool to kind of motivate me to put that plan together and go. And I love traveling by train. That was a little bit too. I wanted to travel by train, but I also wanted to see the more remote parts of Hokkaido, and I didn't know how to manage both. But now I've started to like formulate a bit more of a plan for it. So that's one yarn package. And see, no Radley cellophane because I put things in a paper bag. So we're going to come back to this here in a sec. Next. Tulips are your favorite flower? I love that. Yes, definitely sounds better than getting ate by bears. I mean, I figure we would be pretty safe if we slept in our vehicle instead of a tent. But like, just not getting ate by bears would be better. So anyways, I was talking about how a package of yarn came from the UK, which is true. So last year I showed a lot of yarn from a yarn UK supplier called Wool Warehouse, who I loved. They provided such exceptional service. They offered a lot of the yarn I was looking for, which is this brand that I'm about to show called Cheap Cheese. And they shipped here to Japan in less than a week. But since last year when I talked about them, or whenever it was, because now it's probably been a bit over a year because somehow I lost a year in my life. So maybe it was 2 years ago. They don't really carry much anymore. I don't know what's going on with them. Maybe they're having a lull or something, but whatever. So I've been searching for certain sheep G's, which is a whole different story. Like last week's story, which maybe, sure, we'll get into it. So I'm searching for sheep G's minerals. I forget the color that I actually wanted, but they have another color called opal that I already have. So I was looking for opal and the new color that I wanted in the minerals. And I was trying to find it. Definitely you can't find it here in Japan. But I was trying to find it in the US and not having any luck at all. And there's some kind of drama going on with sheep G's that I don't know about. Something about their supply, something about like providing yarn to US. Maybe it's the tariffs. I don't know. I don't know the drama. And I haven't looked into it because there's so much yarn drama going on right now that there's just, you got to balance out what you're doing with your life. Do I want to indulge in yarn drama, or do I want to learn about horses? Horses are winning because it's a more positive experience. So while looking for the sheep G's minerals, I stumbled upon this other yarn website in the UK that had, this is called Flow, this yarn that we're about to look at. But I'll sidetrack a little bit. I did find the minerals on a European website, but they will not ship to Japan. They will not they'll ship to the US, but not a military address, so they won't ship to my mailbox on base. So I actually had to send the package to family in the US, and then when they get it, they will forward it to my US mailbox. So eventually it'll get here, eventually, but it's going to be a wait. But I've got plenty of yarn things coming in the mail. So it's like, it's no rush. It's for, hold on. It's for the Purgatory blanket. By the way, this is for Teaspoon. This is Teaspoon's blanket. So here in the Purgatory blanket, there is minerals right here. And I have some other colorways of minerals, but I really like it. So this Purgatory blanket is Sheep G's yarn. It has Stone Washed, which is some of the solid colors, River Stone, which is some of the solid colors, which all the little stripes came from these little mini balls. Like I bought a whole kit of them. I don't remember how many mini balls it was, but it's a box of little tiny balls of yarn, and that's what's making the stripes. But hold on, I'm reaching over here. Let me find the page here in my journal. Good. All right, see, some notes here. Yes, this is how people's brains work sometime. So let's get a little pointy stick too, like this Sharpie. This Sharpie's too big. Let's get a knitting needle instead, or a paintbrush. Yes, this is a bigger pointy stick. All right, so this is my sheep cheese blanket, the Purgatory blanket. It didn't have the name Purgatory blanket before I started. So the mini skeins box was 68 mini skeins to the box, and I had ordered 24 of the larger solid color skeins. So there's a bunch of math involved here, but I pretty much mathed out like what's the swatch size, the gauge of it, and then I also mapped out how much yarn I would need, right? I also mapped out how long it would take me, which that's funny because it's been over a year and I'm like, I work on it just whenever I get the whim to work on it. But then I kind of like made up a little chart here of how much yarn I would still need to buy. I also came up with some costs, which I don't know how that's all working out, and maybe where to find some, and you know, like I was starting to break that all down. But pretty much overall, this told me that I needed more yarn to finish this project. And when I was off looking for minty yarn, I don't know how I ended up stumbling upon looking for minerals, sheep cheese minerals, but you know, sometimes you are following one trail and then you start going down a side quest or something else. So I started realizing that the minerals, this kind of variegated yarn in here, wasn't as available as when I started this project. And I do not have much minerals here in my stash that I've already bought for this project. So I decided like a week or two ago that I needed more minerals, especially if they were going to discontinue it. And that's what led me looking for it in the US web stores, and then led me over to Europe. So, and then led me to this yarn I'm about to show, the Flow. It's called Flow, sheep cheese Flow. So the shop that I ended up buying minerals from, which I think is in Denmark, and that won't ship to my address here that I had to ship to America, is coming. The minerals is coming. But while waiting for that, and there's no rush because I've got plenty of yarn to continue to work on the blanket. I just need the minerals in the future. So when it gets here, it gets here. But let me put the project away a bit so we could talk about the Flow yarn. I love it too. I love how it's coming out. And I'm going to just set it aside because I'm going to end up pulling it back out again. But this is Flow, and this is the same weight as the Stone Washed and the Minerals and the River Washed, the sheep cheese, those three that are in the blanket. So this is called an ombre yarn, so where it's like a little cake like this. And what I love about what Sheep Cheese has done, this is the brand Sheep Cheese, right? I might not be pronouncing it right. So it's stone washed, which is what's in the yarn or in the blanket already. And this is just stone wash Flow. Flow meaning kind of like how they did the color of it, like this, this ombre cake. So I bought every color they had, plus extra of the one that I really liked the most. So I'm just gonna show all the colors. So I have 2 of the pink because Teaspoon likes pink quite a bit. That's not quite her favorite color. She likes rainbow. Rainbow with sparkles is her favorite color, but then pink comes after that. So I have this kind of sunsetty looking one, which I really love. I'm just going to show all the colors. And it's not sitting quite right there, so maybe that way works. So I love this turquoise one too. But this is the one I really love. This is like a pastel-y one. Because, you know, I'm in that whole pastel-y vibe at the moment. This one's like a little drunk skein yarn. It keeps falling over. There we go. And I have 2 of the pastel-y one too. That was the other one that I love so much. So 2 of the pastel-y one. You know, they've been wound differently, so that's why they look different. And I'm just gonna flip this one over. Because, you know, we gotta make a pretty picture so that maybe someday I can use it as a thumbnail. I also got 2 of the sunset looking ones. Yeah, so these are all going to be in the blanket. These are all for the blanket. And then a blue one here. There. So that's all the colors I have of flow. So stoned wash flow. So it's the same weight as what's in the blanket. So when this package came yesterday, I was waiting for my tray. This other random package came from Europe. I don't even remember ordering it. But then I opened it and kind of, thankfully they put like a card, because the outside of the package didn't say who it was from. I knew it was from the UK because of this postage label, but it didn't say the shop it came from. So I'm so thankful they put a card in the package, because I completely forgot about it. I actually searched my email first for the receipt because I couldn't remember what else I ordered from them. But I guess I didn't use my, they didn't email me a receipt. Thankfully, I've always I've learned how to self-organize myself in a duplicating kind of method. So you might not get an emailed receipt, but always take a screenshot of your orders, so at least you'll have them. So when I searched the yarn store in my photos, I found a screenshot of my receipt. And it appears that I not only ordered this, but I ordered a bunch of solid colors, which was good that I saved that note for myself, because I completely forgot about it, which is hilarious because this was only like last week. So in this order that they sent me, they did send me one of the solid colors. So I'm assuming that I have another package coming with the rest of the solid colors, because they only can fit so much in a package. So they'll probably show up today. So yes, all these colors of flow, stonewashed flow, is going to be in the blanket, plus some solid colors, plus the minerals that's on the way, that's coming via Denmark to the US to family to me. So this is all, see, this is just stonewashed solid color. This is stonewashed flow. Stonewashed is kind of like the type of yarn it is, which is a cotton acrylic blend. It's 74% cotton, 26% acrylic. This is the same. It's all the same. It's all the same weight. It's all the same type of yarn. It's just dyed, and this is commercially dyed in different ways. So that's why it will all work in the blanket together. It doesn't have to be the exact same yarn. It's just the same yarn. Like, it's not the same colors of yarn, right? But it's the same yarn at its base, including the minerals, the stonewashed minerals that's coming. So I'm pretty excited, because with all these orders of this yarn coming, I will definitely have enough to finish the blanket, so that if this yarn gets discontinued, because this is what happens when you undertake a large project, and some people find this with sweaters that they make. I was just reading a post earlier today of a woman trying to finish a sweater that her friend started, and then her friend passed away, and now she's searching for the rest of the yarn to finish it, and the yarn's been discontinued. If this yarn ever gets discontinued, it's fine, because I will have more than enough to finish the blanket. And this little company that sent me this yarn, and I think they're on Guernsey, UK, which I think is a little island. Maybe it's Ireland. Maybe I don't know my European geography well, and I've totally insulted them. So for that, I apologize. Not that they'll watch my YouTube. But the yarn website's called Yarnalicious. And I believe I ended up with free shipping, but I don't remember. So their website's yarnalicious.com. And the shipping, like I said, came fast. And they mostly carry the brand Sheep Cheese. They carry the stonewashed and all its varieties and all the colors. And they carry all the whirls, which people like and I've shown before. I don't have one handy. But they also sent me a nice little gift. And they sent me this very nice bag, but it's like a Sheep G's branded bag. Like the ribbon says Sheep G's on it. So that was kind of sweet, because the Wool Warehouse also sent me this bag, but not with a Sheep G's ribbon. So at least I have a nice way to store all the yarn as it waits for me to get to that part of the blanket. So let me put it all away. I'm gonna have to find like a place. So I know where all the Sheep G's is in my house, which is funny because I lost the blanket for a bit. I knew where the yarn was for it, but I actually lost the blanket over the winter. I had put it, so I put a lot of stuff away in the winter and kind of bunkered down for the winter. And I put it in my unfinished projects box. But I kind of knew where it was, but it was kind of like I didn't want to go get it to it because the unfinished project box was in the cold, what I call the cold room. Which is the room that I don't heat in the winter time. So I didn't want to go in there because I hate the cold. And so that's where the blanket purgatory was. But the yarn all for it was just in like a basket in my living room. So in the cold room, I'm going to have to find a place to put all the Sheep G's yarn together. So yes, because it'll be like the other ones is all in a nice bag too. But now I'm starting to get a lot, like a substantial amount to keep together. Because let's look at the freaky little gift, then pull the blanket back out. So this is the free gifts they gave me. So it's not like super exciting, but it's kind of, actually, my free gifts have been rated by a little teaspoon. So she took my stitch markers. So they gave me 4 stitch markers, but Teaspoon seems to have acquired 3 of them. And then they gave me a little sticker. She didn't steal my sticker. She knew she'd get caught, but yeah, they sent me 2 styles of stitch markers. So yeah, that little yarn shop, I'd recommend them. So back to Purgatory Blanket here, because it kind of leads into the next little package that came in the mail. So Purgatory Blanket here is on this pink yarn, which is right here. So this is not Sheep G's. This is a Japanese yarn, but it's the same blend of a cotton and acrylic, or close to the same blend. Oh, it pretty much is. Hold on, let's compare here. Yes, almost exactly, not quite. So Sheep G's is 78% cotton, 22% acrylic, and this Japanese yarn is 72% cotton, 28% acrylic. So super close, but they're the same weight, but more importantly, they both feel the same. So I wasn't expecting that when this Japanese yarn came. I just got suckered into buying it due to an ad. Like, you can always get me with an ad. But this has come out to be, like, to me, the perfect cherry blossom color of yarn, which also has been a wild and crazy search over the last couple of years. So I've been adding it to Teaspoon's blankets. It's the same feel, almost the same fiber content and the same weight. And I had 3 skeins of this yarn. This is called a skein. And I was going to make a big pink stripe, especially to kind of show like cherry blossom season, because cherry blossom season just wrapped up. So kind of our time in Japan and cherry blossom season. But the yarn, I actually forgot who I bought this yarn from too, which also was like 2 weeks ago. But then I found the name. Oh, they advertised to me again. I stumbled upon another ad. Another ad showed up for me. Sometimes this is how my life goes. Like, I'll be scrolling social media and I'll be like, I hope that person advertises to me again so I can find them again. That's kind of how life goes. And I just kind of wait to be advertised by the same person again. So, yes. So they came across my feed again, and I was so happy because I was like, wow, I really liked what I got, but I didn't get a lot, and I would like to get some more. So that's the next package we're gonna go into. So let me just put Blanket of Purgatory away for a moment. And this package came last night, late last night. So late that the person who delivered it just left it outside my door. So this is what came. So this is the same yarn. So this is going to go into Blanket Purgatory. This green here. This green. This blue. I got some more of the pink. And a yellow. That one lost its label. But I have the labels here. They just fell off. All the yellow lost its label. See, there's its label there. It got attached to another ball of yarn. There we go. Yes, so there's some more for Blanket Purgatory. And we just put a bowl around the yellow here. So that came, and then, let me get this put away. They also sell a little bit of hand-dyed yarn. I don't know the story with it. I just see it on the website and it changes all the time. And if I see something I like, I add it to my order. This is a very new yarn store to me. I actually haven't researched them that much. I just keep buying that pink and whatever comes along with it. So I had another little skein in my last order, and this time I ordered these two. This is a very nice sparkly one. So I don't know what I'm doing with these. It's just like they're a small little like cost item that I throw into my order since I think I'm paying for shipping. I don't know. Hold on, let me find my receipt. It's in the bottom of the package. Ah. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. It doesn't really have the cost or if I paid for shipping. It's on my, probably like my actual like bills, but who knows? Where is this shop anyways? This doesn't say either. I don't know. I don't know anything. Let me look at the actual, because it's in the bag that it like was shipped in. It's shipped in a bag. Let me see if it says here where it comes from. Okay, it does have the return address. Let me look at this here. Maybe this is like an actual yarn store you could go to in person, and I just don't know. I bet though it's in Osaka or Kyoto. No, it's up north. Oh, it's on the 7th floor of a building. Well, interesting. Interesting. Anyways, it comes next day or 2 day. I'm not really sure how fast it came. It came pretty fast though. And then it was dropped off at my door last night. The thing about Japan postage is there's several companies that ship in Japan. This one came from Black Cat, and Black Cat seems to be like the fastest. You can actually use Black Cat to move your luggage around. If you know where you're going from and where you're going to, you can have a hotel, like the front desk at a hotel, take your luggage and forward. It's called like luggage forwarding, and it will usually beat you to where you're going. I don't know how they manage it, because when we went down to Hiroshima, we sent our luggage home ahead of us, and we took the bullet train. Like, we dropped off our luggage in the morning, we went in, probably did something like breakfast, and then we went and got on the bullet train to go home, and our luggage beat us home. So it was probably on an earlier train or something, but it's very fast and efficient, the Black Cat service. And a lot of people who come skiing in Japan, which no one thinks Japan's a destination ski place. Japan has skiing that is comparable to Whistler, Canada, Vail, Colorado, all your big European ski places. The Olympics were here in Japan. Japan produces Olympic level skier type people. It's definitely a destination ski place, and there are hundreds of ski resorts all up and down the mountain region of Japan, and up north at Hokkaido, which gets like 20 feet of snow in the winter, not the summer. I'm going in the summer, so it does not impact me at all. But people will ship their ski supplies through Black Cat from resort to resort. So we don't get a lot of Americans here for ski time, some, but what we get a lot of is Australians who come and ski the Japan winter, rich Australians. And so they make whimsical plans of following the snow, and it's not cheap to ski in Japan. It's thousands of dollars for like a 3 or 4 day weekend. So that people can make plans on a whim to move from ski resort to ski resort and move their luggage easily is a big tourist industry here in Japan. And so there's that. And I closed your guys' window there for a moment. I think that's pretty much all I got. A lot of snowboarders. Yeah, a lot of snowboarders come here and they move their luggage with Black Cat to get it from ski resort to ski resort. And we almost went, my husband likes to ski and my older child likes to ski, the low-level skiers. My husband's parents are Czechoslovakian, so they immigrated to the US when he was 11. So they have European skiing experience, and like they taught him to ski as a child and appreciate it. But it's not like his most favorite thing to do. And then when my oldest was young, she went with her grandmama all the time out skiing, but she doesn't really love it either. So we've been like just to like some very like basic ski places here once or twice. But I don't know what it is about my husband. Like, he's just not motivated to go. I think global pandemic turned us into a bunch of homebodies here. We used to love to go adventuring all the time, and now we're just like, I think Netflix and chill and snacks made us, let's just cozy in our own home, which is interesting because we were never homebody type people previously. This is actually a discussion we've been having lately, because we're just happy to stay home, and we were never happy to stay home type people. We were always like, it was always like, let's go do something, and we were never home. And not saying that either type of personality like is good or bad or whatever. It's just been a change for us, and it really hasn't been like, I feel guilty because I was planning a ski trip this past winter, and it ended up that the weather shift and I didn't make the reservation, which was good because the snow turned into rain and it turned mushy and no one had a good weekend that weekend. But like, I felt a little guilty that I didn't like plan us a ski trip this past winter, but my husband's like, yeah, I just don't care. Like, it seems so exhausting to like load everything up and drive to the mountains and ski town. Like, he's just not enthusiastic about it. Like, do all that or just stay home and drink coffee and watch movies. I think I want to stay home and drink coffee and watch movies. And I just celebrated my birthday this past week, and like my whole like ask for my birthday was like, I want to knit and watch the shows I want to watch and have the snacks I want to have, and that would be the best birthday ever. And no, because I have, you know, children, siblings in my house, and no fighting the whole day. And someone else does all the chores. So someone else washes the laundry, someone else does the dishes. That's like and they're like, you don't want us to buy you anything. You don't want us to take you anywhere. You don't want to go out to dinner. You don't want to go see something. And I'm like, no, I just want, oh, there's Quinn. Sorry, Quinn is one of the pigeons that visits. And it's a very distinct pigeon because it's brown with white wings. And I just saw her fly by my window. So, I'm like, no, that's the perfect birthday for me. To stay home and have peace and quiet is perfect. And that's what I got. All the snacks I wanted, and all the knitting I wanted, and all the, you know, all the Netflix I wanted, and like nothing complicated. And there was a little bit of fighting, but like not much. And every time they would start to bicker, I would say, excuse me, it's my birthday and you cannot fight on my birthday. And so they would stop. So it was magical. It was a magical thing. And I have a birthday twin. If you don't know what a birthday twin is, it's someone you meet in your life who has the same birth date as you. So I have a birthday twin in a mutual interest hobby. We actually admin a Facebook group together. And she was telling me that because we are on a delayed communications because she's on the other side of the world. And she was telling me that, yes, for her birthday this year, she also stayed home. We realized that we also ordered the same food for our lunch. And she also watched, I started watching Heartland with my daughter, my youngest daughter, which is a horse show filmed. Oh, not that he'll lurk and listen, but Heartland was filmed in High River, Alberta, which is where Brett lives. Brett Boyle of the Convoy Circle people. My former Femini, who I don't talk about on this channel. I don't talk about any of those people on that channel, but I did, and he's doing so much better anyways, and I'm so proud of him that he's turned his life around and he's doing good. That's all I want for people, is to do good in their life, live life well. But yeah, at the end it had a little clip because they had just had those floods in High River, Alberta, and it was like a little shout out to the people and their experience with the floods. And so the whole show was filmed in that 19 seasons. Netflix only starts on season 7, which we didn't know when we started. So we started with season 7 and we're like, I think we're missing part of the plot here. Like, it was a good starting point, but not knowing a little bit backstory kind of threw us off a bit. So we started watching that on my birthday, and we tried to watch an episode an evening together. And so you were asking about, yes, it's the same pigeons that come back. So the pigeon story, we started with, well, it's weird because we started with crows at our house, and we had the same crow that came back all the time for a long time. That crow actually put a dent in my balcony railing, but that crow has been gone for a couple years. And we've tried to feed birds the last couple years, and they just didn't know there was food here. So I don't know how the pigeons figured out there was bird food here, but it started with 2 pigeons. And then about 3 weeks ago, we were up to 40 pigeons, which was too many pigeons. And I told my daughter that, because she was getting carried away with feeding the pigeons. So we were going through a large bag of bird food about every other day. And I told her that that was too many. And they lurk. They wait for her. They wait for her to put the food out. They hang out on our building and the building across from us, and they wait and they lurk for her. So I told her she needs to cut back the amount of feeding of pigeons to once a day. And so that has led some of the other pigeons to wander off. And now we're down to about a core group of 6 to 8. And one of them is one that she named Quinn, who is a brown pigeon and the only brown pigeon we've seen in the group. They all look different, And with the first two we had one called White Wing, and what do we call the other? Rainbow Neck. That was their names. Like, we give them little nicknames. But now we have, if you've watched the show Glee, now she's named some of them after Glee. So now we have Quinn and Santana, and those are the only two she kind of recognizes, and the other 4 or 6 look like just average pigeons, and we can't really tell them apart so much. Like, I'm not paying attention too much to them to tell them apart. And I would set up a pigeon cam, but I didn't ask for my window to be cleaned on my birthday, and my window looks very smudgy. So every time I think about setting up a pigeon cam, I'm like, everyone will make fun of my smudgy window, so it doesn't get done. I have filmed them though. I have opened my door and filmed them as shorts on my other channel. But our current little batch, they're still a little skittish, and because the ones that I filmed before was because I was mostly feeding them every day. And the ones that come around now, she feeds, and she scares them away when she goes to put out the pigeon food. So she's just not like slow and put it down carefully. She kind of flings the pigeon food everywhere. But they actually sell specific bags of pigeon food here in Japan, and pigeons are protected in Japan. So you can't strangle them and eat them or anything like that, which sometimes, when there was quite a few of them, I told her that they need it to go one way or another. But then I looked it up and realized, no, the only way we can make them go is, because she was like, you can't do that. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can, but no, pigeons are protected in Japan. And so you can't actually, they're not considered pests like in some places. So you kind of have to get them to go away by just feeding them less. So that's what we did. But in learning that, I actually learned that people, because that's what started it. Because I'm like, oh, look at this. If we ever have the zombie apocalypse, I have a convenient food source right outside my window. Then I was like, do people even eat pigeons? Because I actually didn't know. And people do eat baby pigeons. So in France, they're considered like good, but I think French people have weird cuisine, so I'm not so sure if I trust them. But people do eat baby pigeons, and you can eat adult pigeons. If that's your tip for because this is Everyone Needs Mittens for the Zombie Apocalypse channel. So that's my zombie apocalypse tip, is if the zombie apocalypse comes and you have a flock of pigeons that you've trained to set outside your window, you can eat them in a pinch, but I'm not going to say they're going to be very delicious. But if you can train them to have babies, I guess you can eat those, and the French say that they're delicious. Oh, yes. And there's a whole sport with racing pigeons, because I was going to get her a pigeon shirt. And that's how I learned about racing pigeons. And there's actually people who train pigeons. And I think there's a guy, I lost the story. There's a guy who trained some birds to attack people with red MAGA hats. And I think he trained pigeons, but it might have been crows. I think he trained crows. I don't remember exactly. I think it actually was crows. But you can train pigeons as well. She's not that motivated to do all that. She just wants to throw the food out there and have the pigeons be happy. And then the pigeons sit on my rail and they poop everywhere. And that's kind of what I mentioned this, I think, last stream or the previous live stream, or maybe I just talked to someone in a message about it. I bought a pressure washer. I've never owned a pressure washer in my life. I absolutely love having a pressure washer. Oh my God, I've been able to clean so much stuff with the pressure washer. I actually could clean my windows with the pressure washer, allegedly, supposedly. I haven't done that yet, but yeah, where the pigeons poop on my balcony, because there's a little ledge under my rail, and that's where all the pigeon poop lands, I'm able to pressure wash it off. But with this hard rain we've been having all day, that kind of cleans it up very nicely. My Dutch boyfriend's father raised pigeons and had very expensive ones. I can understand that. People get into weird hobbies that if you get really niche into it, it gets very, very expensive. Like with horses too. You can get inexpensive, nice, good, decent horses, And then, you know, there's thousands and thousands of dollars horses. And for all kinds of things. But my daughter, she thinks she's going to grow up and be a ranch hand. That's the direction she's leaning towards, wanting to learn and eventually grow up and do. She feels that's her vibe, is to go work on horse ranches and meet people. Like, she wants a social aspect of it. And at the barn where we go to, they mostly have Japanese dressage people. When dressage is like it's a way of like fancy, almost fancy horse dancing or walking. It's very formal though. And she's a little bit interested in that, but we kind of, she's not, you know, anywhere near adulthood yet. She's gonna be 12 this year, but like we talked about like her future and like, you know, how's she gonna meet someone, and we kind of labeled out, because she wants to meet a horse person when she grows up, and so kind of where would you go to meet horse people? And so that's why she wants to go work on ranches, because she eventually just wants to find that type of horse person. Like, I'm not really sure if she's so much about the actual person or like the type of person she wants to find eventually. And, you know, that'll change as she gets older. But we were having that conversation the other day. And so that's kind of why we started Heartland, that show, because that's about horse ranch life. Because we really know nothing other than horses are there. So, and I know it's a drama show, but it's like just an introductory into that lifestyle. And then I was watching some clips of the show Yellowstone, and it's not available for free as far as I know. But after we finish Heartland, we might watch Yellowstone, which my daughter likes a lot of drama. So I watched like a summary of all of Yellowstone. So I definitely know it's like insane and violence and like shootings and murders and all that stuff. She loves that stuff. She loves like murder mystery shows, true crime, that kind of thing. Like if she was into like YouTube community, she'd probably be like in a true crime community, because she loves that kind of stuff. Like figuring it out and the motivations behind why people do stuff. So I think like it will be appropriate for her maturity. She did watch the movie The Crow a few months ago. Like someone in our, so I don't know how it came up, but we had a family member say, oh, I don't know if she's old enough for that. And I'm like, well, I'll sit and watch it with her, and then she can tell me how she feels. And she absolutely loved it. She likes that really like dark, like that dark, like she likes the show Wednesday that's on Netflix. Like that's just kind of what she likes, which is fun. I think she also likes a little bit of horror movies, and I think my older one likes a little bit of horror movies too. And I won't watch a horror movie at all. You can't get me to watch one. Like jump scare movies, creepy crawly monster sort of things, I will not watch that kind of stuff. I'll be up all night. Anything like coming like, you know, imaginary monsters, I and especially like death and gore and all that, I'm not watching. But they both kind of like that kind of stuff. Yes, dressage. And at the stables where we go, there is a dressage champion horse. He's privately owned. So some of the horses at the stables where we go to are privately owned, and some are owned by the stables. So the ones that are privately owned, of course, you know, we would not be allowed to ride. We're allowed to, you know, speak. They're very particular about who they let in the barn. And if you show to be an obnoxious, loud person, they don't like you in the barn around the horses. We are very quiet, chill people. So we've been allowed to go into the barn and around the horses. And we're allowed to talk to all the horses in the barn, because sometimes the private owners don't like people talking to their horses. And they don't want people giving their horses treats and that. And we don't take treats. We just walk around and we walk up to the horse. And if the horse wants to interact with us, it's going to stick its nose out and say hi there. And if they don't do that, we, like me and my daughter, we don't push like interaction with the horse. It's if they want to, like if they step forward, then we'll, you know, give them a scratch behind the ears and talk nicely and gently to them, as you should be with animals like that. So there is a dressage horse that's a champion dressage horse that's there that I haven't, so I've been kind of like, now we're on a level of interest that I'm actually starting to look up the horses at the barn and find their videos. So I actually found the barn manager and his wife who've been there the whole time. They're Japanese, because there's a whole Japanese horse community that I'm not super connected into, but I'm kind of learning a bit about. And I found their Instagram and all their videos of all their champions, the people who manage the stables. And so I found some of their videos, including using the horses at the stables. And so they're like Japan champion horse jumpers, like won, not international, because that's worldwide, but like won the national title a few years ago for jumping. So I'm like just learning that. But this dressage horse that's like supposed to be a champion, I haven't found information on it yet, and it has the same name as a very famous dressage horse that died last year. So obviously I'm seeing it in person, so I know it's not dead, but I haven't found like anything on its performances online. And I think maybe it changed its name, or I just haven't found it yet. But I have seen its owner working with him, because I believe she comes every day, and it looks like this horse is like just floating on air with just how smooth it rides. And Sunshine's gonna start getting ready to go hang with family, and she's taken off. Thank you for hanging out, Sunshine. I'm also wrapping up because I'm just rambling and I have nothing more to show, and now I've got a bit of a mess to clean up. So I'm also going to wrap this up. I do not know when I will live stream again, but I'm trying to keep on top of when packages come and not get too many packages here in my room, and that they all go to the cold room, which is where my yarn storage is. So I'll try to keep it consistent, because I do have quite a few packages coming in the mail. But thanks everyone for hanging out, and I hope you have a wonderful evening on your side of the world, and I'll catch you next time.